doesn't get Mr. Delivery. He sends me a bonus. Seeing David again, it was lovely. Okay, that is my new take. I don't know what time it is at night. 21:23, that's the time. So let's go again and see what comes out of my mouth, how much I can blabber. Blabber, 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 little blabber.
friends with a pedophile for 10 years one time, and the world never forgets it. But yeah, this whole time, Trump already knew he was in the Epstein files, which is a reminder that if someone's acting guilty, they're probably guilty. No one's ever going to be like, don't look at my browser history. You'll see all the charities I volunteer for. But the good news for Trump is, this is America. We don't read. As long as there's no video coming out, he should be A-okay.
CNN exclusive. Newly uncovered photos and video offers a new look at President Trump's past ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Here you see the opening of the Harley-Davidson Cafe. Months later, some new photos reveal Epstein walking into the Plaza Hotel to attend Donald Trump's wedding to Marla Maples. There's also what was found in this review of archival footage from a 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show, which reveals, as you see, the two men chatting, laughing with one another on the sidelines of that event.
It's getting to the point where it's harder and harder to find a photo of Donald Trump without Jeffrey Epstein in it. As Donald Trump, your only hope is to be like, hey, I take pictures with lots of people, all right? I'm in pictures with OJ, Diddy. I'm in pictures with Harvey Weinstein. That's not helping. I'm gonna stop. And they're not just in the video. Look at the chemistry they have. And this is genuinely unfortunate and unfair to Trump, but the way the camera highlighted the two of them makes it look like a giant heart on a kiss cam. What makes me feel terrible is I don't have a friend that I'm as close with as Trump was to Epstein, you know? They're making drawings for each other, laughing, showing up to weddings, going to shows together. The only way my friends hang out with me that much is if we're both holding Xbox controllers. The point is, CNN found all this new footage, and Trump didn't really appreciate it.
You actually called President Trump directly to ask him about this story?
Yeah, we weren't on the phone very long. It only lasted about 30 seconds. But when I got him on the phone, I asked him about the wedding photos. He kind of paused and then said, "You've got to be kidding me." He then called CNN and me fake news a few times, and then he hung up the phone.
Wait, hold on. You can just call Donald Trump, and he'll just pick up the phone himself? A president shouldn't be that available, you know? This is like pushing the call button for the flight attendant and then the pilot comes out. Like, it's like, aren't you supposed to be busy? Like, if you're here, then who's in the cockpit? I think this just shows how lonely Trump is. He's answering the phone because he just wants someone to talk to. It's kind of sad. Because remember, his best friend died in prison back in 2019. Pam Bondi reportedly warned Trump back in May that his name was in the files multiple times. And it just so happens her next appearance was scheduled last night at a summit against human trafficking. Pam, show us what you got.
I do have a note from the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, that I wanted to share. I'm sorry to miss all of my CPAC friends today. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a recently torn cornea, which is preventing me from being with you.
Damn. Even Pam Bondi's cornea is like, release the Epstein files or I quit. I don't even understand this. Like, why does her cornea mean she can't talk? Like, I don't know a lot about women's bodies, and this is embarrassing to ask, but is the cornea in the throat? Like, the only member of the Trump administration that I would believe has an eye injury is FBI Director Kash Patel.
Our Attorney General is in so deep that she doesn't think it's going far enough.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
First of of all, you would think that the Attorney General would know that hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. Even if you're not a big reader, it is the okay? You have to read it to get to the one you like. Now,
It's one of my
honestly, if
girlfriends.
I went back in time and told the founding fathers
Horrible
that this
woman.
is what would become of the First Amendment, they would say, that's insane. And why are you wearing pants, woman?
I keep it
Too
just
much
to
time
remind
say,
myself
why are you
that,
wearing a wig?
that there's not all women are
I'm
nice.
getting off track. The point is, we need to understand
Not
that no matter
all
how
women are
mad
nice,
someone makes you online,
unfortunately.
that's not
Most of them
enough
are
to
nice,
make it
but
illegal.
not all.
That said, if you
Not
are going to
all
crack
women.
down on hate speech, can I request that we start with the YouTube comments under my lasagna recipe? My mozzarella portions are not gay. Now, I was heartened to see a lot of conservatives criticize Pam Bondi for what she said about prosecuting hate speech. Unfortunately, one guy thinks she didn't go far enough.
And what do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech. You should probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart.
Yikes. Someone's ballroom construction is not going well.
President Trump is publicly putting pressure on the Department of Justice and Attorney General Pam Bondi. In a post on True Social, the president said, what about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done, adding justice must be served.
You post that? Publicly? So far be it from
Yeah, I
me
don't even have to take
to
photographs
tell you
of
how
the
to run
electrical
your
work that I've done.
post-judicial lawfare.
That'll come out just
But do we
fine.
all have to be copied on this shit? We know you and Bondi talk in private. Epstein. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a Epstein's file. Not cold. Now, most people would think a president ordering his independent Department of Justice to go after his political opponents is weaponizing the Department of Justice. That's why most people don't work in this administration.
It is not weaponizing the Department of Justice to demand accountability for those who weaponize the Department of Justice.
Yes,
This is good paper.
this is lawfare, but this lawfare is only fair because of how he fared under, I've run out of road for the metaphor, but I think you understand. But look, if Letitia James committed a crime, she should be held accountable. What if she hadn't committed a crime?
Trump forced out top federal prosecutor Eric Siebert after his office failed to find incriminating evidence against New York Attorney General Letitia James.
He fired him for not finding evidence. Trump is going full Devil's Wears Prada on this one. I want an indictment for Letitia James on my desk or you're fired. But Mr. Trump, it's 3 in the morning and she didn't do anything. You woke pussy! There's 1,000 girls who would take your place in a second. And that sweater is pedestrian. That's fine. I've never seen the movie, so if you've seen the movie, you probably go, I don't think that's the movie. By the way, this Siebert fella was appointed by Trump earlier this year. Look, at this point, it's so blatantly an abuse of power, and yet his defenders continue to reframe this as refreshing.
He's asking his attorney general in a public way to go after his political enemies. Very open about it. You're okay with that?
Well, I think what we know is President Trump is very open and transparent with the American people, and he speaks his mind. And that's what his supporters love about him, and that's what America loves about him.
No, that's what America loves about Dolly Parton. Transparent, speaks your mind. Yet Dolly rarely jails her political enemies. It makes sense that Trump is worried, especially since he's not going to have people like Attorney General Pam Bondi at the pearly gates. Because she's been devoting every second getting him out of trouble here on Earth. They spent all summer trying to hide any mention of Trump in the Epstein files. And when Bondi was asked about that today, she basically told senators, you can go to hell.
So who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
To flag
My
records for
theory as
President
well.
Trump?
To flag any records
My
which include his
theory.
name.
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
What a tone! You know you're caught when you have to repeat what you were being accused of back to the person. Like, just so you have time to think, like, who's been texting me? Who's been texting me all night? You want to see my text messages?